Now we're talking.
All right, Max. Great to have you back. I'm stoked. We get to chat once again,
Hell yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me back.
dude. And I mean, I just woke up less than an hour ago, and I had to wake up to the news about Ozzy. Man, did you hear about it?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I know it would like it kind of just popped up randomly too. Like usually I'm used to seeing like some like big headline if like someone dies, but for him it was just like you just find it in passing and you're like, wait a second, what? Is this real, you know?
I know, and uh, it's already been said a lot. I've been seeing comments like, "Oh, he does a farewell gig and then uh dies a couple weeks later." That's so metal. But I mean, that really is like a fucking sick way to go.
Yeah, hella. Yeah, I still haven't seen like any footage from the concert. I saw like pictures of him like sitting in his throne, which is sick. But yeah, I didn't watch it. It's fun. I was never like a huge like metal fan growing up, so it's hard to like. I don't know. I'd like. I grew up watching like the Osbournes and shit. I feel like I knew him more from that than like the music. But I'd like. I fuck with Sabbath and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I I do like metal and stuff, but I mean Sabbath and some of his solo work too. It's just so good. And Osborne's, I regret not getting more into that show. I've seen clips of it that I'm like, what the hell? Jason Dill was on there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, that show's sick. I mean, he like. It feels like that was like the first reality show. It feels like I don't know. Yeah, me and my girlfriend were watching it just like a few weeks ago, and I don't know. He's just hella funny. Like he's not there, you know, but he's like hella funny. Uh, and his kids are just like little shitheads.
And it was on for a few seasons, right?
Yeah, hella. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I need to go finish watching them.
I should revisit it. I mean, do you know like what was Jason? How did Jason Dill end up on there? It's so random.
I don't know. It could
It's
have been
probably
like
like,
a Bam Margera thing because I
mm,
think they were like I don't know. I remember seeing all the pictures of them together. I don't know. Was he on like Viva La Bam at some point?
um, that I'm not sure, but I know he was on a few episodes of Osborne, and I'm thinking like, was he friend of the son, Jack, maybe?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, good point.
I mean, I've asked you this before, but it's been a few months now since the last episode. What are you currently listening to?
Uh, I don't know. I'm like after working on this like last album, it's hella hard to like. I like feel like I have to learn to like music again because I like try to like shut everything out while I'm working on it because I'm like hear shit and I'm bummed that I didn't make it, you know. Uh, I don't know. I've been listening to like weird like old jazz stuff. Like I just listened to like the jazz station in the car and yeah, I don't know. Old like norteño music, like old like Los Quinos. It's like this old like norteño band from back in the day. And, Cornelio Reina. It's like old like Tejano dude. And I don't know, just old shit that I remember from like family parties as a kid that I like hear again. I'm like, oh shit, like that reminds me of sitting in like one of those white plastic chairs, you know? um, yeah, but that's it. I don't know.
Cool, man. Yeah, I've been through phases like that too, where just I mean I don't listen to it too often, but every now and then I'll kind of have that nostalgia for it too, like old music that our parents would play like at
Yeah.
get-togethers and stuff. Yeah, takes you
Oh,
back.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy too, because like I don't even know what they're like. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what they're saying most of the time in the music. But it's like just the like, I don't know, just the instrumentation. Get me. Um, Hi, Ted. My girlfriend's home from work.
Hey, what's your dog's name again?
Bugsy.
Bugsy.
Yeah, I know he was just in here. I forgot he was in here, to be honest. Scared the shit out of me.
Yo, hold on. Let me see if I think I have it nearby. Hold on.
Hey, hell yeah.
You said that's him on the artwork, right?
Yeah, yeah. My girlfriend drew that. Yeah, it's like him with him on his head. I think he's on the back too.
He's on the back.
Oh, is he not? No, he's not.
Your your uh your bald character dude is all over here. He's a
Yeah,
recurring fellow.
yeah. That's the buddy.
Is it so so yeah, talking about the new album, right now you mentioned that you oh, I was gonna ask you, like, do you listen to stuff while you're writing for uh like a new project, or do you try to, kind of shut that off so you don't get like an outside influence?
Uh, I think a little bit of both. I mean, I feel like I don't listen to music when I work on music, not as a like I don't want to be influenced, but more of a like I don't know. It just like listening to something really good and then coming to work on my stuff. It just feels like my stuff sounds like one of those like little kids pianos, you know? Like it just sounds like shit compared to like these like hella polished like I don't know masterpieces that have been like remastered for like the fourth time and sounds like perfect. But I don't know. But then I'd like if I'm out and about and I'm like listening to the radio and like something comes on that's sick, that then that'll get me into like digging into some kind of discography or something. Like I'll be driving and I'll hear like the Cars or something, and I'll go through the Cars and listen to that on the way home. And I think it like definitely influences me in a way, but it's not necessarily like I'm listening to it to work on music. It's just living life, and then that kind of like seeps in.
For this new project you put out, did you have the idea kind of floating around beforehand, or did it kind of come about as you were writing the songs for it?
Of like the radio aspect of it, or
Yeah, like the radio concept.
that came last. That like that was like the very end. I just like I don't know. I guess the way I worked on this one was I just spent the year just like making hella songs that like don't necessarily go together and stuff. And then I would just like throw everything onto my phone and listen to that while taking the dog for a walk or driving around or something. And then I don't know, they're also like different when they're like right up next to each other, like a typical album would be. And it just felt like it needed something to break them up, which I think is like something that I do in every single album. I've noticed is I have like a little sample or something in between everything. And yeah, so I don't know, I wanted to do some form of like skit between things. And then I don't know, I guess just like driving around listening to the radio must have influenced that somehow. And honestly, probably like doing the podcast last year was like probably had an influence on that. Just like getting comfortable like talking into a mic rather than like trying to sing things perfectly, and just like I don't know. Yeah, but it was like uh yeah, it just kind of happened. I don't know. It wasn't a plan.
Well, damn, man. I feel honored if the pod was you know some
Yeah.
kind of inspiration behind that, because the whole album is fun, and I want to give you kudos for you know you bringing skits back. I feel like it's like a dying breed in music. I mean, when I think about it, it was really it was really utilized like in like 90s or like 2000 hip hop albums.
Yeah, totally.
So to hear that like in a rock album, it it definitely, it's like some fresh air. It's something that is not being utilized at all anymore. So, you know,
Yeah.
congrats
Thanks,
on
dude.
having an album like that.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like yeah, I do love those old like NWA and Dr. Dre albums that have like all these little skits and shit. That like Biggie album where there's like a scene of them like robbing some fool, and then there's like little gunshots and you hear him like running and shit. Like I liked those like hella cinematic albums that you like can lay in bed and like close your eyes and kind of like watch it. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean the whole radio concept is just very neat too, very uh yeah, like it's nice to hear something that kind of separates from the usual format, and doesn't take the songwriting too serious. Like I just enjoy music where you can tell like uh the creator is having fun with it, and is
Yeah,
trying new stuff out.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it definitely was fun. Definitely the most fun part was just recording that like the radio thing. Like I just did that in like one afternoon. Like I don't know, just smoking a little joint and going and sitting in my little shed and just like talking, and then like going over and talking to that and then going over and talking to that. And it's like uh, it felt like
So
making music in a way because it's like layering, like putting a guitar on something. But
yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
But did you do all the characters yourself, or did you have like a buddy come in as
Yeah,
well?
I did. I was like when I first put it out, I was gonna try so hard to pretend that like I hired people to do every single voice, like they were actual people, and then I just chickened out. First person who asked me, I was like, yeah, that was on me.
Hey, no, but I mean that's even more impressive, because you, you can't really tell because of the effects. So I mean I really couldn't tell at all. I was like, well, I recognize his voice on one of them, but then the other ones, the pitch changes, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's still Max or not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was all me. Yeah, Jim. Everyone's told me they hell love Jimmy, the like high pitched voice dude. Um, yeah, even the names I kind of just like made them up while I was talking. Like just that. I don't know.
And then what's uh what's that thing that happens in between where like what like he Jimmy's being asked out by one of the listeners or something?
uh Shit. Yeah, I haven't listened to it since I put it out. But yeah, I think yeah, it's like the dude from Humboldt. Oh, Leaf. His name's Leaf. Uh yeah, they're like trying to set him up on a date or something, and then I don't know. I don't really know like he gets pissed and then something happens under the song and then yeah, the next part he leaves. Um, that's why I was like asking my friends, like, what do you think happened? Because like I honestly I don't know what happened. But
Yeah, that he I think yeah, he gets pissed and he like leaves or something. You can hear like the sound effect of a car, and then but then he comes back later. And yeah, like one of the listeners is it kind of sounds like a cholo guy.
yeah, yeah,
Or
he is. uh his I think his name changed like halfway through. Like in one of the things he's Albert, and one of them he's like Alfred, and then another one he's like Al. Like it's just it's so inconsistent. But
damn. Um, so yeah, we've talked about your music process, but I was also curious, like, um, do you have a similar process when you're making art and editing, or is it like totally different?
I think it's kind of the same. It's very like what's the word? Like sporadic, I guess. Like I hate like going back and working on things, so I just try to like get something done immediately, and that's usually what it winds up being. Like drawing and editing are like the exact same thing. Like I don't know, I draw those like little cartoon guys like you were saying, and like I just draw it and finish it and then put it away, and like that's it. Like I'll just like come back to it a year later or something. Um and then yeah, music I'll like I don't know. I will like go in and like do the overdubs and stuff and take time on that, but the actual like original first take or first track, I like just try to get it down as soon as possible. Um, I don't know. I think there's like something in the the like first conception of something that is like the key to like making something that's honest or like something you can feel proud about, because it's like the most real thing. You know, if you have time, if you just keep redoing it and redoing it, you're kind of like erasing yourself, you know, and trying to like perfect it. And I don't know, we're not perfect, yeah. So
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree totally. Like, there's a term for it that I've heard before, uh, music wise. Like they call it what the skeletal track or something. This something skeletal, like pretty much yeah. Like the structure comes uh in that first demo, that first
yeah,
performance, or the first recording. Uh, and I totally agree. The more you kind of uh re-record, it kind of it's kind of like wiping away that first, burst of energy, that first wave of creativity. So
Totally. Yeah. You said it's called the skeletal something?
yeah, skeletal. I've because I used to record with some dude, and he would say the same thing, that like, oh, the first recording is like the skeletal track, or like something with skeletal in it. And I've
Okay.
always kind of thought about that, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like if the song if the if the song as a whole is like a body, well, like I guess the demo would be the skeleton.
Yeah. Interesting. No, that's like I need to look into that. Yeah. It is true that like I don't know, when you hear like a band's demo or something, it always sounds, in my opinion, like better than the finished, like overly mixed, overly mastered, like final product. Oh, because it's like actually them, you know? It's like it's real. Um, Not to say that I'm like real, because I'm sure I definitely did multiple takes on things. Like they're not the first take at all, um, but yeah, there is a thing of like capturing it as soon as possible. Uh,
Yeah, like the bare bones of it. And I mean, I'm I like I like both. Like I've noticed I do lean more on like the nitty-gritty stuff, the stuff where like it's not polished at all, because like you said, it kind of, for some reason, I feel like it's a more raw presentation of like how the band was at the time. And
yeah,
it's way more interesting for me too. It's like, whoa, these dudes pulled that off in just like a crappy mic and equipment, compared to like a grand studio, like an expensive studio. But at the same time, yeah, I've listened to recordings on decent headphones, and it's like, whoa, this shit's crazy. Like you can hear everything. Holy shit.
yeah, yeah. I guess I mean it's like liking like a really nice polished like IMAX movie, but then also really liking the like I don't know, someone's like home videos, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's just
Hell yeah.
I don't know. They're like own genres. I don't know. Yeah, because there's plenty of music that I love that's like super polished, you know, like I don't know.
That's a great way to put it though. Yeah, like for some reason I was thinking of like like a cheap ass bottle compared to like an expensive bottle.
Yeah, yeah. It's just about who you share it with, dude.
True. But yeah, I guess if you do like both, can consider yourself at least, open-minded, like a connoisseur in a bit, in a way. Uh, but yeah, it's good not to lean towards just one, or like seal yourself off from potentially liking other stuff just because the recording doesn't, please you too much. I mean,
Totally.
just kind of be open-minded.
Hella.
And I think being a musician kind of helps too, uh, like to appreciate demos and stuff like that, because uh, you'll understand it and you'll be like, well, I mean, this is where it all comes from. I mean, if it weren't for this, how do you get to the grand finale?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, have you ever listened to those old the Beatles anthology albums?
Yeah, like they sound completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just like first takes, you know, or like it'll be like take 14 or something random, but it's like there's something in like hearing the song come to fruition, but but it's like you still want to hear the like nice polished one at the same time. But then like listening to those, you like, but I guess you, yeah, you know, like the history of it once you hear that.
Yeah, and going back to like artists that are having fun with it. Those dudes were silly guys too. Like you can hear
Yeah,
it in the some of the outtakes and in the visual recordings too when they're in the studio. Like they're just
yeah,
they're these serious songwriters, but like off off the record, they were goofballs too. I mean, they're
yeah, hella, yeah.
and dude, I was gonna ask you too, or well, I was gonna mention I was driving the other day to the White Album, and then I listened to that weird ass song number 9. I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
holy shit, this thing is like a fever dream. Like, and it made me think, dude, these guys, it's so cliche to say, but they really were ahead of their time. Because I mean, e- even in that era of like the hippie psychedelic movement, not a
hmm,
lot of people were doing like sound collages like that. I can just think of like Pink Floyd maybe, but
yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, I know that song is so hard to listen to, but it's like it is good when you're like in the mood for it. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, just the whole like it almost feels like they invented sampling. You know, like with like Tomorrow Never Knows and stuff. It's like this crazy like seagull noises, and, uh, just like backward loops and sped up loops. Like, yeah,
Blackbird has bird noises too. Yeah.
yeah, hella, yeah. That's fun.
And
I like. That's a thing I've been getting into recently too. Is like actually learning to sample in a way that's like musical. You know, I'm like so used to doing samples as just like a little thing in between stuff, but I don't know. It's like I don't know. Every year I have to like kind of get myself into some new like instrument, so I'm not like doing the same thing over and over. And yeah, I had the sampler for like when we played live, I would play the like little like Instagram clip samples in between shit. And but then like when you're sitting there playing it, you like realize you can make little like rhythms and stuff with people's voices and like I don't know. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but sampling seems sick, and it's something that I'm like a new thing that I'm like learning to get into and figure out.
dude, I bought this the other day. We're talking about samples, and I feel like this dude's definitely definitely brought in that conversation.
Oh, nice, hella,
Yeah.
yeah. I know he's like a dude that I need to get into more. Like I've heard like I don't know the names of his songs either, but like you'll hear them and you're like, oh yeah, this is like a Dilla track, you know, with the weird like offbeats that like somehow work and stuff, the feel of everything. But when you actually like sit down and like try to do something like that, it's like how the fuck did you do this? You know, like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not a big I'm not a big Dilla head. I mean, that album, I used to work at a smoke shop, and I would put, stuff like that on the Bluetooth and just kind of be vibing and,
Yeah,
just high as fuck and be like, whoa, this dude really did make like lounge kind of music. And I mean,
wow.
the the layers sound so good too. And I read something. What's that museum? Smith, how do you say it?
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian Museum.
Yeah.
Uh, in they have like a casing of one of his like original sampler.
Oh wow. One of
That's
those
what I
like old
read.
like NPCs or whatever with little squares.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like one of those old ones, and it's like, damn, this dude really was an important figure in in sampling. I don't know, just being inspired by this dude and like Madlib and artists
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, even Kanye for a little bit, I was thinking, dude, like the beats that that guy makes or like the sampling, like I don't know. It sucks that like who he is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
kind of ruins like the the public appreciation for that, because when I
Yeah.
bought those records, um I I was at this bookstore and they had a section that said 15 $15 used records, and I was skimming through them. I was like, oh shit, Flying Lotus, Jay Dilla, and then I was like, whoa, Kanye, uh, Kid
Straight to the bargain bin.
Kid See Ghost. Um, he he produced in a Pusha T album, and I was like, oh. I mean, I put two and two together. I was like, oh, the owner fucking hates Kanye.
Yeah. Damn. That's yeah. I've been feeling the same way about about Diddy. Like some of those old beats are fucking so good, dude. Sucks that he's is such a terrible person.
Dude, and um, like sometimes it's easy to kind of separate the artist from the art. I mean, I remember coming across uh like recounters of or like people saying that John Lennon and like Lou Reed weren't that well either. Like they weren't that nice to people.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, that music though, like,
Hella.
but then these dudes, like, I mean, I'm not listening to Kanye all the time, but when I think about it, it's like, I mean, that there are some, uh, there are some great albums and songs he's done, but fuck, just can't,
Yeah.
can't really, I don't know, can't feel too comfortable being a Kanye fan these days.
Right. Yeah, you're not really gonna go out and hear Kanye playing somewhere anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, but it's funny, I'm like the age for him, you know, and I don't know, I just never tried to listen to him. Um I don't know. Like I have homies that are like, dude, it's like what is it, something college dropout, that they're like, dude, that's like the best album. And it's like honestly, like I've never heard it. I've never listened to it. And it's like hard to be like, damn, maybe I should sit down and try to get into it now, you know?
Those are the two main ones for sure that like, oh man, like, how can you how can you still publicly, you know, like admire those people for like, I don't know, you got to be kind of delusional to be like when I go I did it like once or twice just for just to just out of curiosity go to like Diddy's Instagram, and then like people still commenting that like, oh, you'll be back soon, King, and like, what the fuck, dude?
Jesus.
But I
Yeah,
mean, people still, I guess they're diehards. Like people are still
yeah.
Kanye fans these days, Diddy fans. It's crazy.
I mean, everyone's world is so little now. So it's like You know, they're not gonna go out and someone is gonna be like, "Yo, dude, like, stop listening to Diddy, bro." Like, you never know anymore. I don't know. You don't know what's going on in everyone's headphones.
Dude. And I mean, I feel like Kanye is just kind of like a Black Trump, like an edge lord, you know. And
Totally. Yeah.
I remember I saw like a little bit of this interview he did with some YouTuber, and he was wearing a what's that P Diddy brand, fuck, uh Sean John.
Oh
Sean
yeah.
John. He was wearing a Sean John
Damn.
shirt. I was like, ah, he would, dude.
Jesus.
um but yeah, dude, your new album, I I really like some of these songs a lot, and I was curious, like, do you have some memories as you're writing these, or like what comes to mind? Number one was Fade Away.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's my favorite one on the album. Uh, I don't know. That was it's just like I heard that one in my head and I was able to get it out exactly how I wanted it. And like, I don't know. It feels like one of those like Beach Boys tracks, you know, that like I don't know, and I got the little like slide guitar. I like have it in here, but I built this like lap like slide guitar out of this older guitar that I have. And yeah, I used it through those like nice SpongeBob sounds on there. And yeah, I don't know. That one was fun. Got some like big drums on it and shit. And I don't know if the lyrics really mean anything, but like tone wise, it feels like yeah, just like everything I wanted it to be. I love those like old Delphonics records, or like they have this like one instrumental like Delphonics theme that just has this like sound that I've been trying to emulate for the longest time. And that's the first time where like I think I figured it out. It's not quite there, but I think I like got as close as I could possibly get, like in this little room.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little different from the usual like rock tracks, because you added like some piano to it.
Yeah. 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 That's like another instrument I'm trying to learn to play. Like, I don't know. I don't have a real piano, so everything's kind of MIDI, but slowly figuring it out, learning little like chords and stuff, and uh, trying really hard to do everything in one take as opposed to like breaking it up and like doing this section, and just like trying to feel it through everything. And yeah,
Were you not trying to write a love song on that one? No, I'm just kidding.
I think I was.
Oh shit.
Definitely was. Um, yeah.
Dude. And um, you know, this is like a songwriting question. I, when I think about it, I I can't help but write these kind of songs. I kind of get frustrated with myself when I think of the way I write. It's like simply just either like happy or sad. It'll be like a
Hmm.
love song, or it'll be kind of like a, oh man, I'm bummed out type of song, or like um, just in my feels or whatever. But
Yeah.
what I what I'm frustrated about is that I want to challenge myself to write songs that don't personally connect back to me, or like um a little bit detached, where like none of my personal stuff is can be, interpreted on
Mm-hmm.
there, you know what I mean? And I just find that so challenging. I've only pulled it off maybe like once or twice after like watching a movie, or like reading something, and then just uh so enamored by it that I'm like, oh fuck, I kind of want to interpret this my way, right? It's
Yeah.
only happened once or twice, and I'm curious, like, um, have you managed to write any songs like that where like uh no personal stuff made its way in there, you know?
I don't think it's possible. I don't think you can like I don't think you can write a song that's like doesn't have you in there somehow. Cause like even like when you say it's like an interpretation of like a movie or something, it's like it's your interpretation, you know? And like no one else can have that interpretation, so it's only gonna sound like your version of it. And I don't know, even if it's like a jokey song or something, you know, it's still like your sense of humor or your like I don't know. It's like it's something you're making. I think you're just like you're always in it somehow. So I don't know. Like I'll make like I made like a little like a hookups theme song to play before uh, a show that we played, and like pitched all the voices up so it sounded like a bunch of like little kids in kindergarten singing it. And even then, it's like I noticed that the like melody of it was just still like some song that I remember from when I was a kid. So it's like I don't know. Somehow that's still like my version of like how a kid would sing it, or like what a little kid song would sound to me. So I don't know. And I think even when you say that you like have made a couple that you feel like separated from, like I think if you listen back to it, you're gonna be like, oh shit, no, it's still like me, you know? I think you're still in there.
Damn. Yeah, I think I think the reason behind, wanting to write, I don't want to say obscure, but like just, I guess, lyrics where I don't, you know, like later on in retrospect be like cringe about, or be like, oh fuck, like why
Yeah.
why was why was I so revealing, or why was I so, you know, like emo boy about it, or I don't know. I just want to get a new type of way of writing, because like I said, I'm kind of bored of the just happy or sad type of structure.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think the more revealing you are, the more you realize that it's like not just happy and not just sad. Like there's like a whole world of emotions that can like come out in different ways. That I don't know. Honestly, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. But
No, but I mean, it's just cool to hear, you know, these uh these other views on songwriting too. Like you said, it is true. One way or another, like it it all kind of comes out of the artist. You know, even
yeah,
people that paint and stuff. I feel like they'll somehow manage to sneak in something in their vision that can come back to them as well. Or I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Art
totally.
really is weird, you know. I guess, you know, the beauty really is in the beholder, as they say, right? Like
Yeah,
everyone's interpretation is their own, but I feel like while you're creating it, it's like yeah, even like authors and like writers, like there's no way you can totally like exclude yourself from not
yeah,
pouring a little bit in there about you.
yeah, yeah. There's always some kind of like theme in there that they're always like going back to, and then when like later on in life you realize like, oh, they keep going back to that theme because like something happened when they were a kid, or they're like, I don't know, Quentin Tarantino's obsessed with feet or something, you know? Like there's always like there's always a little theme that like is revealing.
Yeah,
I don't know,
man.
even
And
painters, you know, they have their like favorite colors or something. And that means something to them. And even if it's like not in their mind at the moment, like it's still a like revealing part.
yeah, totally. I, I was thinking right now, like you mentioned Tarantino, and I've been like nerding out on interviews of like I still haven't watched it, but that new Ari Aster movie, the guy that made
Okay.
Hereditary.
Yeah.
I want to go see that new Eddington movie, so I've been watching like interviews, and there was one I saw of Bill Hader and him talking, and they were talking about Lynch together, and that you know that's another celebrity death that kind of hit me hard too. Like fuck, when I heard the news about that one, I was like, damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
because I really like Twin Peaks and a lot of his movies, but they were talking about Eraserhead. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah. Hello.
That's a weird ass movie, and they were talking about how personal it was, and I was thinking about it more, and it's like, okay, it is a strange film, but I guess in a way it is personal, um, and, I guess it's about a guy that's scared about uh fatherhood or like parenthood, you know, because
Oh
like the whole
damn.
movie's trippy, but it is kind of like about family and like about childbirth and stuff like that. So when I think about it, it's like, oh shit, maybe Lynch was scared about being a dad while he was making that,
Yeah.
so even in the
Wow.
most weird abstract projects, you still sneak in a bit of you in it.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. I never considered that about that movie.
I know, right? It kind of, I like, hearing these two master filmmakers talking about it. I was like, hey, that shit makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
They like dumbed it down for me.
Damn. Yeah, I need
No,
to watch that
Lynch
one.
really, huh?
I need to watch that interview. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, Lynch really is like the the true master of like avant-garde filmmaking. Like the dude would always, I loved it. I love in interviews where we'd ask him like, so can you tell us what this means? And he'd be like, no. Like you figure
Yeah.
it out. So I just love movies and music like that where, the creator completely leaves it up to the consumer. Like you put your own meaning for it. Like
Yeah.
it it's gonna be separate from the artist anyway. So I mean,
Totally.
number two was Crawling.
Crawling. That's the first song, right?
Yeah, the intro song.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't know. That one's a goofy one. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really like the little like synth part in the chorus. I always like get that in my head sometimes. But that one, that one's about. Well, I made like a little music video for it, and I think that kind of like perfectly sums up what it's about. It's kind of just about like playing shows and then nobody likes it, and then you just go home and be bummed about it and go to sleep and be a baby.
I like that music video, by the way. And
Thank you.
I mean, I I dislike that can relate to that, but I can't help but think about when I would do comedy, dude. That shit,
Right.
that shit would be the worst of like you have these jokes that like have worked at other crowds, but comedy is
Uh,
so, subjective, and just a beast where
right.
like you you can't you can't expect to have the same results in a different place. So yeah, I was never good, and my brother would always tell me this because my brother was kind of my boss. He was like, "You got to read your audience, bro." Like I was never good at that.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that related with me of like doing a show, being like so amped, like, oh fuck, you know, I'm gonna try to do good, and then going home feeling like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, and then it's just like weeks until you go up again or something, or you're just like thinking about it the whole time.
Thinking like, do I even want to do this again?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, we played a show. It was like our last show we played. It's a couple months ago too. It's like opening for some like power pop band from LA. They were like fully power pop, like leather jackets and like the scarves and they were so good. They were like I felt like I was watching some band on like Top of the Pops from like 1972 or something. They like had the full attire and everything. And and then we went on and literally everybody left. Like it
oh,
was packed and there was like a party going on and like they were all like dancing and stuff and then we hopped up to play and literally everybody went up the stairs up to the room upstairs and partied and
oh shit,
but it's like that's just what happens with us for some reason. I don't know.
what the fuck? But um, the promoter that put it on, like, I mean, I'm guessing, he reached out to you personally, like, hey, want to play this gig?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I think my friend who's in another power pop band opened the show and I think they just needed another band and they threw us on there. But I mean we I thought we played great, but I don't know. It's
Uh,
just not the first time we've played to an empty crowd. But then again,
yeah,
it was like a Tuesday night or something.
but I was gonna say, just like I suck at reading the crowd, whoever whoever puts these gigs on should kind of know how to, mix those genres together. Like, how are you gonna follow a power pop band with, like a
Yeah.
stoner rock band?
I don't know though. Like it's funny because like we're talking about crawling and like that's kind of like my version of a power pop song, yeah. And
Mhm.
I don't know. Um yeah, I guess just playing I mean I guess that's where the lyrics came from really. It's just playing shows with like these really tight bands and then going on and like I don't know, playing our like slower stuff, and then there's literally like a dude with a mohawk in the front, just like sitting there shaking his head, you know. All my friends kind of listen to different music and shit. Like, I don't know. We'll all be like partying and like someone puts on Delphonics and we're all just like chilling out, you know, crying about being teenagers or something.
Hey, that's a good segue for my number three, Teenager in Love.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I don't know. That was one that I recorded early on that I just like wanted like I had a few little covers recorded and that one I don't know. I when I was a kid I had all these like my parents had these compilation CDs of like old it was like mid it was like some like magazine put them out. It was like a mid-century rock and roll compilation where it had like all the hits from 1956, all the hits from 1957, like all the way up to like the mid 60s. And I just used to like blast those when I was a kid, just like in the living room on the big speakers. And yeah, that was one of the ones that I always remembered and liked. And I remember as a little kid, like hella wanting to sing it in the talent show for some reason. Like it, when I was in, I would say third grade, fourth grade, me and my friend Ting Tran, who's I actually talked to him recently, but um, we sang the song Yakety Yak, just like this old like doo-wop song from back in the day. And I don't know, it was hella goofy. But then the next year I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a little more serious and I'm gonna sing this like love song. And chickened out, didn't do it. And so I guess this is like now's my chance to do it, you know. So that's where that came from.
It's such a funny
And
title, Yakety Yak.
yeah, yakety yak. Um,
That's a cool that's a cool answer too, though. Like that you listen to your parents' records. I don't know why, but I thought like it's cooler to be a kid and listening to records like that than like I don't even know if it's still around, but imagine like kids back in the day listening to the Kids Bop CDs. Remember that
yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn.
shit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I had Kids Bop CDs around when I was a kid, I'd be listening to those too. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what was in there. That's what I listened to. I don't know. And I guess that song probably has some like deeper meaning because like, I don't know. I think me and my girlfriend, we've been dating since we were like teenagers, you know? So it's kind of funny to sing like a song about being a teenager in love because I'm like still technically a teenager in love with my girlfriend, and I don't know. Maybe that's not a good answer because it's kind of a sad song about it.
Dude, and yeah, that's something I've wondered about too, where like uh, you know, writing songs and then playing them in front of your significant other and then being like, wait, is that about me? And it's like, well, I mean, it could be, or I don't
Yeah,
know. No, I mean, if
yeah,
it's sad,
yeah,
no. If it's happy, yes.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Um, it's funny. Like I don't really show her the albums till they're done, and then she'll hear them when everybody else hears them. I don't know. It's just like, nah. Well, that's not true. I sent it to her before. She's kind of my like my my QC checker, you know, like make sure I'm not saying anything like problematic in the jokes or something. Or it's just like she's my what is it, a moral compass. She's like making sure I'm like staying in the right lane.
In
Not,
check.
yeah.
It's good to have that.
Yeah, totally.
I think like the first guest that I had on here, he he had, you know, the same thing we're doing. You're just two dudes kicking it and talking about all random shit. And he told me all these stories, and I was like, damn, you know, like uh, the way he described it later, he said, "Oh, dude, it felt like just two dudes talking shit at a bar, right?" So, but then he called me and he's like, "Christian, man, dude, like I had uploaded it." And he's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, but like I'm watching this with my wife, and and she's telling me, why are you cussing so much?" Or like, and he's like, "Dude, and you know, I'm shitting on these other bands or whatever." And he's like, "Dude, I work at a DJ station, man. If like my boss hears this, dude, I could get in trouble or something." He's like, "Dude, please, like, let's do it again, and I'll try to act
Yeah.
more professional." So
Yeah,
I think about that, and it's like, dude, it's good to have a like a wife or like a girlfriend that, you know, kind of like shrugs you know, taps you on the
totally.
shoulder and be like, "Hey, you know, we gotta tone it down there, buddy."
Yeah, I know. I tell her all the time. It's like, you know how much of a shithead I'd be if we haven't been dating since I was 14 years old, dude. Like,
Yeah, man, it's good to have, you know, that kind of like, strong woman at your side that is your like best friend, but can also, kind of guide you to be kind of like less of a douche or an asshole.
totally.
Not saying that you're one, but I
No,
feel
no,
like
no.
I feel
I
like
mean, I probably was. But
they influence us to be a bit better, you know.
yeah, yeah, totally. She also like, I don't know, just my like sense of humor too. You know, it's like knowing that if I can get her to laugh, like I did something right. You know, so like I am not as embarrassed to put out like jokey stuff if she thinks it's funny or I don't know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Number four. I like the title of this one too in the song. Fine wine.
Yeah. Fine wine. I mean, yeah, that's kind of my other power pop one. That's like, I don't know, a little more like Strokes influence, a little like downstroke stuff. And I don't remember the lyrics for that one, but I don't know. I guess the title kind of is, I don't know, wine. Because it's wine like whining instead of
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't have much to say about that one, but I do like that one. And like everyone in my band loves like impersonating the dude, like getting hyped on the song before the like sample of it or the radio part. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more to say, but
Do you still use three guitars in your live shows?
yeah, we do. Yeah, and I think that one's kind of written for that for sure. Like I don't know, those like very like guitar driven ones are like songs written to be performed by the live band. Um, yeah. So those are like, I don't know, those are my favorite ones to play live too. It's Fine Wine and Crawlin'. And yeah, I don't know. Another good little synth part in there too.
Were any of these songs like created by the band as a whole, or was it kind of like your old projects where you kind of, mapped everything out yourself and then brought the
Yeah,
band?
yeah, they're kind of, yeah, they've been the same on me. Um, it's funny. There's been like, I don't know. I've like talked to them about it, and just like sometimes it feels weird to just like write everything and record everything and then show up to the homies and be like, all right, play this, you know? So, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like the project wasn't created to play live shows. So it's like, I don't want to force myself and force everybody else to be like, pour your energy into this, you know, and write stuff and bring it in and like, I'm going to sing on it and shit. So, I don't know. And I think we're all like older now and we're all busy and like half the band is like on tour with their other bands all the time anyway. So it's kind of just the band feels more like a group of homies where I'm like, I have to play this show. Do you guys want to play with me? Like, as opposed to like, we're a band and we have to make decisions and we have to like plan things and they, yeah, they're just the homies that I need once in a while to play a show.
Well, it's been working so far. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. We are getting to that point where it's like I'm like, do I want to like keep trying to play live shows because of just how hard it is to book things because everyone's on tour and like I personally am not really a huge fan of playing shows to begin with because I don't know. Uh, just been doing it, you know, since I was like 14 years old. So it's like I'm a little too comfortable playing shows now, like being on stage to the point where it's like not that fun.
Mm.
It's kind of just hopping up and like zoning out and letting the muscle memory do everything and then coming to and then being stuck at a bar for like 4 more hours because there's other bands. So
Damn. Yeah, man. I guess that comes with getting older too, right? Like the touring aspect of it takes more of a toll, and
yeah,
yeah, I guess shows like one-off shows too can seem a bit like a chore if like you said, that's not what the whole band was about anyway, and
yeah,
because this was more like of a recording venture for you, right?
yeah. And I mean, it still is. Like it's still like I see it as like a my version of like writing in a notebook or something. Like it's like my personal thing that like I put out once in a while when I have like a group of songs that I'm stoked on. And I don't know. I just feel like I need to keep having that in my life. I don't want to add like trying to make it something else into the picture. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to stress about I don't want to stress about music in general, you know? So
And it's interesting because you're probably one of like maybe like I guess two or three guests that I've had on here that yeah, they don't really like playing shows either, but like you said, they've done it so much, and now they're more they're more into just the recording side of it, and I mean the music speaks for itself. And when I think like, okay, bands and artists, they like doing shows. I figure to try and get their music out, right? And to meet new people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if the music's good enough, I feel like it finds its way either way. Like people might take a little longer to find it, to come across it, but they still will.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean it's cool that you do still play shows here and then, but uh I mean I'm fucking I'm like states away and I still came across your stuff, so
Uh, yeah. I don't know. It's yeah, the music world is a little weird now with like streaming and stuff. Yeah, because before you'd be like, if you really want to like be heard, you got to go on tour and you got to sell your CDs on tour and like sell people your
word of
T-shirts so they
mouth.
can wear them to school or whatever. Um, I don't know. Now you could just like sit at home and someone on the other side of the world's gonna hear your music and you don't even know about it, you know? So I guess that's the difference is like you don't know about it until like someone hits you up or something, but I don't know. It's kind of nice to like not have to think about other people while I'm working on like something for myself.
Right. Yeah, because it could probably affect in a way like, you know, outside expectations. So it's good to shut that off and not have it
Yeah.
like linger.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also with the band, like we don't sound like the recordings at all. You know, like maybe a couple songs will sound like them, you know, like yeah, like crawling and like fine wine. It's like a pretty good like indicator of what we sound like live. But yeah, all the other songs just sound like we sound like a cover band, really. You know, like a sick cover band that is honestly probably better than the recordings. But um, I don't know. I also just don't. I don't really want to be in charge of a band. It's kind of nice to be in a band with like someone else telling you what to play and someone else like it's fun to add to somebody else than it is to be like, yo, add to me. Yeah. So I don't know. I still play in like homies bands and stuff, and like I play in my girlfriend's band, and yeah, and like producing people and like mixing homies bands, and I don't know, just finding my place in that world now.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it does feel kind of awkward sometimes, right? Like kind of telling people like, "Hey, you know, play this or play that." And
Yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean,
It sucks. Like I don't like doing that, but I don't know.
and number 5 for this one, I don't know if you're a fan of Smash Mouth, but I don't know why I listened to this one and I thought about Smash Mouth.
What's the
Aging
song?
Account Man.
Yeah, that's funny. I think the organ in there is like hella Smash Mouth. Yeah, it sounds like it would be on Shrek or something. Um, yeah, that's I mean that's pretty spot on with the influence. It's kind of that and like I don't know. I thought about it as like a Kink song or something. Just kind of like you know like sunny afternoon or was it Session Man or something. I don't know. Writing a song about a character is fun. Yeah, my character is just like I don't want to say too much because it might jeopardize my work. But I don't know.
Kinks is
It's
a
just
great Kinks is a great example of that. Like, yeah, the character songs. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think the Kings had a big influence on this like whole album. Really, like I don't know. That album Face to Face is like perfect to me, and I don't know. Just the like it's so like bratty. He's just like making fun of like everyone around him. And I don't know. I mean, it's my version of making fun of like some rich, coked out CEO in a skyscraper in San Francisco.
Dude, and for one of my last questions, um, I've seen a few interviews of random bands where they'll ask them, in your discography, uh, what is what is your favorite like project that you've done? And I feel like a lot of them take the easy way out and to just be like, oh, my favorite one's the latest one, so
Yeah.
but if you were to say one without thinking too hard and without saying like the latest one, which one
Hmm.
comes to your mind?
I think Domestic Fantasy is like, I don't know. That's the one that I feel like is like the most me. Like, I don't know. I haven't listened to it in so long, but just the like memory of it and the imagery of it and the like way it flows, it's just like, I don't know. I guess the first album feels like I was trying to figure something out, and Domestic Fantasy feels like I like figured whatever that was out. And yeah, I don't know. Even I don't know. Just a cover picture alone, I feel like it's like a good uh embodiment of like what I was trying to do at that time. And I don't know, just the flow of it and the opening, like the little kid like screaming is just people still like say that to me. And yeah, I don't know. But in truth, I think it's the last one. um, I don't. Well, yeah, just because I'm like, I feel that way right now, and yeah, I don't know. But I guess yeah, Domestic Fantasy feels like a good memory of like where I was in my life, and like I don't know, felt exciting and new, and yeah.
Sweet. And are you already kind of thinking of some new some new songs, or are you kind of just kind of taking a break? uh
Um, a little of both. I mean, I'm like, I have like 4 songs like fully fleshed out or so. Probably more. I just need to go back and listen. But yeah, I don't know. They're like it's like doodling. I don't know. I just sit down and like record something and see what happens, and then come back to it the next day and listen to it. And if it's good, I'll put it in one folder. If it's not good, I'll put it in another folder, and then come back a few months later and see how big that folder is, and throw those on my phone and go listen to them and see what's up. So kind of in the middle of that process right now.
Sweet. Yeah, man, you really are one of the most creative dudes that I've had on here so far, and honored that you know some of your art found its way into the podcast with the whole intro segment.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank you first of all. But yeah, I'm it I still love seeing it on Instagram when it comes up, seeing that little fish go by. Like,
I mean, the what you what you sent me back, I was like, this is right on the money. Fuck yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I got it early.
So yeah, bro, like million thanks for that. Like,
Yeah.
you're just a machine, like a creativity machine.
Thank you. Sometimes I worry if I'm too much of a machine, but thank you.
Nah, man, it was so fun to have you back, bro. I'm looking forward to hearing uh the next the next project you come out with, the next you know the next excuse to kick the shit with you again.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me back. It sure was fun. And yeah, I don't know. Stoked to just get to bullshit with you for another hour and a half or whatever it's been.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's crazy. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were like doing this. Like in reality, it was probably like a year ago.
yeah, almost a year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy.
it it flew by just like
Yeah,
the hour.
hella.
But yeah, Max, take it easy, bro. Take care, and I'll try to have this up hopefully by next week.
Sick. Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks again for having me, dude. Good talking to you.
Likewise, bro. I'll be in touch later, homie.
Hell yeah. All right. See you, dude.